G'day everyone and welcome to round 6 of the Australia-New Zealand Thursday Night Grand Am Series, proudly sponsored by Track Racer Sim Rigs, a functional work of art, and the all-new V8s Online Superstore for all your sim needs. Also going out to the V8s Online sponsors, Direct Clutch Services, Extreme Sim Gear, and V8 Supercars fan group, of course. Today we are here at Laguna Seca, and I'm again joined by Matthew Hill.
G'day Corey Hanger, it's great to be here. We're here at the beautiful Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca in Monterey, California. Beautiful little track, 3.6 kilometres, 11 turns, and a lot of undulations.
Yeah, she's a little ripper of a race circuit. It's one of my personal favourites, and it's a real shame that we don't get to race here in some of the series I race in. But I know these boys are in for a blast around here. I mean, you've got corners like the Corkscrew, world famous, and you chuck that Riley out there with that McLaren. I think it's going to be pretty exciting tonight.
That's right, and for anyone watching for the first time, we'll be enjoying the multi-car classes. So we've got the Daytona prototypes and the McLaren GT cars.
Going to take a quick look at the grid for tonight. In the Riley Daytona prototype class, we have Christopher Osborne on pole with the 16.528. Christopher Green takes out second from Matthew Barron. Robert Hartley in fourth. Steve Vayanus in fifth. Sorry if I stuffed that one up there, Steve. Keith Sharp in sixth. Nathan Britton in seventh. And Ryan Day in eighth.
I'm having a bit of technical difficulties at the moment getting in the actual service. So, Corey, if you could do the McLarens for me, that'd be great.
No problems, mate. I'll try and do a better job than I did last week. Dylan Sharman from Team TTL has got the pole position from Fastman Craig Hunter, followed by Christian Alwood in third. Nathan Grodden, sorry, in fourth there from Desmond Hallam. Renz Brookman has signed up with that qualifying former GT3 champion in the McLaren. George Maris also in there, and Blake Coppo. So it does look like this race has actually split. I know we were getting excited about a possible 30-car grid, but we'll have 16 cars tonight. So it's in a way, it's a good thing that this series is growing more popular and we've got more drivers out there now.
That's right. I think a lot of people look forward to seeing their cars race around the track on the broadcasts. I mean, you get to watch all these wonderful videos that we do here at V8s Online on YouTube, which is I know I enjoy watching myself go around the track after the Monday night V8s.
Yeah, it's always a bit of added incentive, you know, when you get a bit of exposure out there for some of these guys who don't race in the V8 supercars. You know, they're able to get out there and as I said last week, show their skills and show their ability in the cars they love to drive. Not only that, they get to watch it back again, obviously, when the broadcast goes up on YouTube later. Of course, for those that aren't aware, if you want to check out any of the past races, whether it be Race to Reality or the Monday Night V8 Supercars, go to www.youtube.com/V8s Online, I believe it is. You'll be able to watch all the past races we have broadcast here. So, nice variety there. We've got a couple of seasons of the V8 Supercars on there. Obviously, the recent Grand Am races and the Race to Reality and the little Legends Ford, which is I think it's a blast to go and watch those cars. They're a little real screamer.
Yeah, the Race to Reality series really taken off last week. Racing that around Lime Rock. Those little things are a handful. You get to see me and Corey do some of our best crashing.
I don't know if you could class yesterday's last week, could you?
Oh, well, that's true. Last round.
Wait now for the warm-up to wind down. And look, it's going to be interesting now. We've got the likes of Renz Brookman and George Maris at the back there without a qualifying time in the McLaren, so it's going to be interesting to see how those guys progress through the field.
Renz is a very fast driver, and you would really expect him to sort of cut through the field quite quickly. I don't think he's done any practice, he was telling us before. Just sort of jumped in at the last moment, got a bit of the old the peer group pressure put on him, and he's unfortunately succumbed to that, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid for sure.
Yeah, he got to live it up in Barcelona for the last couple of days watching the Formula 1, but he's back now, and as you said, got a little bit pressured into this one by some of his teammates. The warm-up now comes to an end. We wait for the cars to take to the grid, and for those that aren't familiar with the Grand Am rules and regulations, there is actually a rolling start. So it's not like the V8 Supercars where we all start obviously standing. We'll do one lap behind the pace car. One thing you might also notice is the McLaren GT3 guys. Well, they tend to leave a little bit of a gap back to the to the Rileys in front. And that's just to avoid if the Rileys have any mess, and they get to avoid it. Sorry, Hilly.
It's a very smart move from the McLaren guys to sort of do leave a little bit of a gap. That way there is no bottleneck at the first turn between the two different performance characteristics of the cars. We've got a great split here. We've got 8 cars of the DPs and 8 of the McLarens. Really looking forward to the start of this race.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And as I said, I mean, it's a shame in one way that we managed to split the race because we were looking at 30-odd cars for the grid. But the way iRacing works, if you get over a certain amount of drivers, it will split us into 2 splits based on what's called iRating. But then again, like I said, it's good to see the series is growing and more people are wanting to sign up.
Well, as we said before, I mean, the quality of drivers we've got in this race is really high. Should be looking for some really good strength of field points for the guys.
Yeah, and I mean, no disrespect to any of the Riley drivers, they're great in themselves, but this McLaren grid, we've got former Cadillac champion Dylan Sharman's there. We've got GT fast man Craig Hunter's out there. Christian Allwood, he's he's really fast. He showed some real great speed in some of the past racer champions when he's come out to play. And then we've got obviously the former McLaren champion Rens Brookman and V8 Supercar fast man George Maris out there. So I think this McLaren race is going to be an absolute cracker. We will see the timer on screen, just getting told by our producers that it's already started. The actual in-game race timer won't start until the cars take the green flag. So we'll go racing for 50 minutes once the first Riley comes around and take the green flag.
The boys will be starting to get nervous now. I mean, we did see a great race at Brands Hatch last week. We did see Rob Hartley take his maiden win in the Grand Am Series. Had a really good battle with Corey Osborne, I think it was. Christopher Osborne. Yeah, Christopher Osborne. Getting confused with the Osbornes there, but got there in the end.
I wonder if those two are related by any chance.
You'd say so, being in the same team. All right, we got 2 corners to go. You'll see the Mustang, the pace car, just pull into the pits, and it's up to Christopher Osborne to maintain his speed. And then once the green flag drops, they're away.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes back on the McLarens if you want to watch those rallies up ahead, and we'll wait and see what the director does as well as they come around the final corner now.
All right, waiting for the green. There we go. The green flag drops, and we're away. Oh, 2 by 2 into the first corner. Looks like Christopher's got the jump here. Oh, Matthew Barron with a great opportunistic move. Moves up into 2nd place.
Got a good start for the McLaren drivers as well. They've all got away and got into single file rather. They've actually got a spin further back in the pack. I'm not sure who that was. George Maris has actually backed down into turn 1. Light contact there with Blake Coppo as well. Looks like he just went in a little bit too deep. Not sure if we're going to get a replay or not. Seems to be no damage done. He's back out there going, but already dumped a whole lot of time. That's something you can't really afford to do.
As we focus now at Dylan Sharman.
A bit of dust kicking up there from the Rileys further up there, pushing through those faster corners. Obviously got a fair bit of downforce, so look, everyone's sort of spread out quite nicely. Got in a single file, nice clean first lap now, other than the Maris spin. Christopher Osborne will lead them round to complete the first lap. He's already got about a 2nd margin, I believe, over Matthew Barron there.
Yeah, that's a great start from Christopher Osborne. I suppose what he wants to do now is really put his head down, concentrate hard, and hopefully capitalise on that great start. But I believe that Matthew Barron will do all he's got to keep with Osborne and put that DP right up under his rear wing.
Rens Brookman moved up to P4 in class already. Already, he's fallen a fair way off though. About a second or so off the guys ahead, so he's going to have to make sure he pushes hard and tries to catch up with them. Obviously, a big long straight here, so draft down into turn one can be a real advantage when you're trying to get the pass done.
That's right. That's right. With the limited practice that Renz has had, I'll probably say the first 5 or 6 laps will be a bit of a cider for him, and he'll really put in some fast laps after that for sure.
Got Rob Hartley and last week's winner Christopher Green just ahead of him there, having a good battle. Looks like Rob's got a better run. Can't get up the inside that last corner. Wants to try and do the over and under here.
Oh, right up under his wing. We'll see the drag down to the hairpin, the first turn.
He has a dive. He has a look, but Green to wake up to it and runs the defensive line. Good driving there by the both of them.
That's right. I believe they both look at the timer and realise that 50 minutes is still a long time. I mean, they've only been racing for a couple of minutes now.
Just further back behind them, Keith Sharp just put a big move on Nathan Britton down there into turn one.
Oh, we've got a spinner in the background. We've got Ryan Day and Desmond Hallen. Oh, sorry, not Desmond. Ryan Day. Unfortunately, a spinner at the first turn. Just bringing up the replay now. Oh, geez, you can really notice those McLarens, how much time they make up in that grid. Oh, geez, that was very close. That was very close contact between Nathan and Ryan.
Renz Brookman there getting all out of shape at the top of the hill. But catching up to Christopher there was about 2 tenths faster than Christian that last lap.
Oh, he was right on the ragged edge there, really pushing hard now. Must be liking the way the McLaren feels around Laguna Seca.
Yeah, we all know how much he loves his car, but I think it might be a bit of a tough ask to try and catch up to Sean. I mean, if anyone can do it, he will. But with limited practice and no driving time over the last week or so, I think it might be a bit of a challenge for him to get up there. He was again faster though than Elwood that lap. Got Rob Hartley, last week's winner in the pit lane.
Yeah, I wonder what's happened there.
He's actually, he's got big damage to the right-hand side of his car.
Yeah, I'm just having a look back at my screen now. Looks like it's come off at the second last corner, so turn 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, big moment. Yeah, loses the rear, tries to catch it, and yeah, ends up in the wall.
He's got the brakes on, but he still hit that at 100 odd kilometres an hour, straight into the tyres. That is it's a real shame.
Yeah, he showed some genuine pace there in qualifying and in the early laps. Really unfortunate to see him end it prematurely into the wall. Go to the leader now. Osborne.
Just looking a little bit further back in the pack, we've got a nice little battle there with Des Hallam, Nathan Grodden. I stuff that up every time I try and say it. Sorry, Nathan. Blake Coppo and George Maris, who are also catching up now after their first lap spin.
It's a good thing about these McLarens is they're so even. So it really does come down to your driving skills. And once you get in that tow, I mean, you can really stay with them. Maris is right on the back of these three now.
Yeah, he's sitting there comfortably, not quite close enough, I don't think, to make a move down to turn one. A great little battle this one at the moment. Des doing a great job with all that pressure behind him. Further up ahead, we've got Renz Brookman all over ANZ Motorsports' Christian Elwood as he runs a little bit wide.
Oh, Renz is definitely making the mirror bright green. Trying to put a little bit of pressure on Christian.
He was the fastest of the front four in that last lap, so if he can just get ahead of Christian and then maybe catch up to Craig, he might just have enough pace to maybe challenge Dylan up there.
Yeah, he's really looking for a good run out of one of these corners, one of these slower corners. Oh, very, very smooth. You can see him really pull up on the brakes there.
Like further back in the McLarens, Maris has gotten past Nathan Groudon. Actually, Nathan's lost 2 positions there to both Blake Coppo and Maris.
We've got Blake right on the back of Desmond Hallam now.
He's got a good run out of there too. Des goes to the inside defensive. Blake's going to try and go around the outside. Can't get it. Does he have to watch out for Maris here though, right behind him as well?
I think he was really looking for the over and under, and Maris took opportunity there.
He had to run a bit. He had to run a bit wider and leave the door open for Maris there a little bit there, so that he make contact. It hurt him with the run onto the straight. Now he's not quite close enough to Hallam. You have to think these two though. It's only a matter of time now until they can pass Des. Looks like they've got a little bit more pace over him at the moment. Just further up ahead now, we've got Renz Brookman pulling alongside ANZ Motorsports Christian Elwood again. Christian goes in deep, runs a little bit wide. Renz is going to have the inside up here for the kink. You don't want to be on the outside for this one, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see if Christian backs out of it as he does, yes. Going to say you don't want to be on the outside there.
That's very smart driving from these two guys. Very exciting to watch.
And back to the battle pack with the other McLaren. He's got Nathan Grouden now pulling up alongside George Maris. So he gets sideways. And we've got Blake Coppo all over the back of Hallam at the moment. This is absolutely going off here in the McLaren classes.
Oh, very exciting to watch.
And it won't
Maris
be too...
closes big time under brakes there into the corkscrew.
And one thing these guys have to be aware of, it's not going to be too many more laps until the leader, Christopher Osborne, who's now at a 3.6 seconds of a lead, will catch up to the back of these guys. Looking like Coppo's got more speed than Des, just can't get that job done because he's got to watch the mirror behind him as well, and every time he makes a move, you know, he's open to George Maris trying to make a pass. So, you know, it's in a hard position to be in right now for Blake.
They're trying different lines there. Get past. Oh, has a look up Desmond at the inside of that corner. Didn't get it done, but oh, got a good drive out of there.
He's going to pull alongside. Has a look up the inside. Des leaves room. But he's going to be on the outside for this next corner now.
Could end up 3 wide.
Maris, Des is going to block Maris there. So right now I'd want to be George because Blake's going to be on the outside line here. And this is absolutely fantastic racing at the moment in the McLaren classes. Blake's around here up around the outside. Backs out of it though, and George has a look up the inside there.
Oh, fall back in the line. Des did a great job holding position there.
Oh, Maris up the other
Maris.
side of Coppo into the bus stop there. Sorry, the corkscrew rather. Big move there by George Maris. He's got
Still
the inside
side by
line
side.
now. This fantastic. Look at Des drive away now. So these two battle. They're still side by side. Blake's going to prevail in this situation. And you got Nathan Grouden right now looking all over the back of Maris.
Well, Nathan's playing it smart. I mean, he's really looking after his tyres. We'll see if this actually really plays out well for Nathan the next couple of laps or so, if they keep battling like this.
And he's trying to keep an eye out behind them because they're now about a minute off the leader, and the qualifying times are about 1:16. So another two laps, I think, and then, you know, they're going to have the DPs on them. I'll tell you what, this has really helped Des as well. Just looking a little bit further up, he's managed to pull about half a second over Coppo at the moment. He's doing a great job to hold off all this pressure.
Oh, isn't he just? Coppo had a bit of a moment there coming out of turn 2. As you look back now at Renz Brookman, I mean, Christian has managed to keep with him. I mean, they're only 8/10 of a second apart, so really staying well with Renz too. I mean, that's got to be a big confidence booster for Christian.
Yeah, these two are going at him, and their last few lap times have really hurt them though when they're in their battle, and they've dropped right off of Hunter and Sharman now.
I mean, we're 10 minutes in now, 11 minutes in to this race. We've got Christopher Osborne with a 5-second lead over Matthew Barron. It looks like we may have lost Des. Trying to find him now on my screen.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a few internet issues there and blinking in and out.
Looks like it's stabilised now. Oh, I started to panic there when we could find Des on the screen.
Yeah, he did such a great job, and if he dropped out from an internet issue, that would have been a real shame. Look, turn our attention back to the Rileys for a minute here. Been so focused on the McLarens. Like Christopher Green starting to come under attack from Steve Vainus.
Look now at the battle for third in the McLarens. Renz and Christian Norwood, they're only, what, 0.3 of a second apart now. Really close to grab Christians.
Des was using a lot of the road down there into the I keep going to say bus stop, into the corkscrew. Oh, he run very wide. Blake's he's made contact. He's around. Oh, and Maris is in there as well. We've got Hallam's gone off and Coppo as well. I think Maris got away with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, a big mistake there from Desmond.
Well, I don't know what's happened there, but do we go to a replay of that one? You can see he went wide on the exit, and I think Blake went to go around him and just hit the back of him. And then they both go around, and Paul Maris has come along and hit the back of Blake, and they're now both in the pit lane. So unfortunate, because that was a great battle those guys were having.
Yeah, it's not the greatest place in the world to get a cut track slowdown penalty. Unfortunately, I mean he's got nowhere to go. Really feel sorry for these guys. They were having such a great battle. Desmond just put a couple of wheels on that dirt and paid the price. Unfortunately, Blake Coppo got involved.
Craig Hunter at the moment doing a good little solid job. Haven't spoken much about him in the opening 15 odd minutes of the race. Sitting there in second, he's a couple of seconds behind Sharman, and he's got a nice little tidy gap back to Brookman and Alwood. So doing another very solid job at the moment, Craig.
That's right. Craig was last week's winner at Brands Hatch. Really showed the other guys how to drive the McLaren. A real class act. So hopefully he can catch back up on Dylan Sharman. But Dylan is a very, very fast driver.
Nathan Groudon.
A bit of a moment from Nathan.
Getting reports in from Des himself that he had a slowdown coming out of the corkscrew as we thought so, because he used a lot of the road coming out of there. So it's a real shame, but that's racing sometimes.
Oh, I'm just watching the DPs at the moment. Second place, Matthew Barron had a bit of a moment there. Got out on the dirt.
Yeah, managed a bit hard.
Yeah, manages to keep it facing the right direction, so he's done a good job there. Get away with that one.
He's fallen about 6 seconds off the lead now, about 6-7 seconds. Tell you what, that was a little bit interesting there from George Maris as Matthew was going around him. Maris hit the brakes, so... And actually we've got Renz Brookman's gone around, coming out of the corkscrew. Coming in front, there's a leader going by, Christopher Osborne, but Renz Brookman has gone around at the corkscrew.
As we go to watch the replay of that, we'll see what happens here.
This gets on the power a little bit too early, gets on the dirt, and round he goes.
A very slow spin, very slow.
He's actually pulled in the pit lane, so I'm not sure if he's got damage or not. Or what's in the pit lane now, so... And he's actually called it quits, so I'm not sure if he's had another drama there.
Yeah, unfortunately Renz hasn't had much practice this week, and the car may have really gone away from him there. Might be really struggling. Focus now on the leader of the McLaren class. Car number 1, Dylan Sharman. Got a commanding lead over Craig Hunter. Nearly out to 6 seconds. Really showing his class.
Yeah, he's done a great job out there at the moment. Got a nice, almost got a 10-second lead. Sorry, no, I saw the wrong one there. I was looking back to Christian Arwood. He's got about an 8-second lead now, so he's doing a good job out there at the moment.
I'm just looking at Dylan's lap times now, and very, very consistent. Really showing a great turn of speed here, averaging, you know, sort of mid to high 22s the whole time.
Yeah, running very consistent at the moment. He is fast in this car. I think it's the first time he's come out to play in the Grand Am racing, so it's good to see some of these faster guys having a run now too. Got Christopher Green catching Matthew Barron. Sorry, looking at the time monitors there. It's going to be a nice battle there for second place soon. Steve Vainus is not too far behind these guys. If they start battling, they'll obviously give some time up. On board Christopher Osborne, the outright race leader at the moment, and the Riley leader. Go on board for a whole lap and turn this up and see how he does. He works his magic. Go back now. Live pictures, you see he rounds up. That was Craig Hunter on that lap. He's out to a 9.4 second lead of Matthew Barron.
I've got to say, Matthew Barron has really driven well. I mean, he's done very limited testing himself, and to be sitting in second is really a testament to his driving abilities. I mean,
looks like Des Hallam.
Sorry, Corey.
Billy.
You take it, mate.
I was just going to say, looks like we've got Des Hallam out there, Powerbond Racing, got the car repaired, bit of damage to the left, but he's back out on track now, so good to see him back out there. I don't know if Blake Coppo also, just trying to find if he's gotten back on track or not. It appears not.
Oh, Christian Allwood's gone around. Third place, unlucky for the ANZ Motorsport crew. As we go to a replay now, gets on the accelerator a little bit early, I think, coming out of the corkscrew, and has a nice, oh yeah, just puts a couple of wheels on the dirt.
Yeah.
As we look now at Christopher Osborne in the Daytona prototype, catching the leader of the McLarens, Dylan Sharman. Really get to see a good comparison of the speed differences between the two cars.
Going to go on board now with the McLaren GT3 car, Dylan Sharman. Make sure you turn this up and watch him work his magic, like we did with Christopher Osborne a few laps ago. Sharman. A good lap there by the GT3 McLaren leader there, Dylan Sharman.
One thing you can really notice there is how much time the McLaren loses to the DP. But one thing you really have to notice is that TTL McLaren does sound absolutely amazing.
A change position in the DP class. Steve Vane, who's getting past Christopher Green for third place there.
We'll see if Steve can close the gap on Matthew Barron. And it's only a 2.3 second lead, or a 1.7 second lead that he has over Steve at the moment. Looking very racy, Steve is.
Yeah, he was, he was catching up to Christopher Green earlier on the race, and then he sort of dropped off it. And now he's put the hammer down again. Maybe a bit of lap traffic affected his lap times, obviously, and put him further back. But he's back on it now, and he's really starting to range up on the back of Barron now that he's gotten past Green.
See how hard he is pushing that prototype. Really pushing the boundaries. I mean, he's missed a couple of apexes as they cross the start and finish line now. As they come up on Dylan Sharman, leader of the McLarens. He'd really be wanting to hoping to pass him on the straight so he doesn't lose too much time. But Dylan moves over. Very, very nice etiquette driving from both guys.
Yeah, Dylan's got a nice lead there. You know, he can afford to get out a little bit and let these guys past. Makes life a little bit easier for everybody.
That's one thing with the multi-classes is you really got to respect your fellow racers. Bit of give and take goes a long way in these sort of races. I mean, 50 minutes is a long time. Be sitting in these cars, to sitting in your cockpit, and
got Keith Sharp at the moment doing a nice solid job.
Got a bit of damage on the back end of his car there.
Yeah, he was in a good battle with Nathan Britton earlier on in the race, and when he made the pass, he sort of chucked in there. I'm not sure if he maybe got the contact then, but doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
As you look at now at Nathan Britton, one of the Power Bond racing guys.
Yeah, not a good night there for Powerbond actually in the Riley class. So with Nathan's the last of the running Powerbond cars with Ryan. Actually, no, Ryan Day's still out there. Sorry, Ryan Day still out there mixed in with the McLarens, but Rob Hartley obviously fenced it early on in the race and he's out. Nathan doing a solid job at the moment.
Although it does look like his car is very, very damaged in the front end. He's doing well to continue driving with that much damage.
There's a brake glow there into turn 1. A lot of stress down there. Obviously, high speeds they're pulling that car up at into turn 1. It's a hard stop, so brakes are definitely having a workout at the moment.
Really copping the treatment. Yeah, the McLaren doesn't seem to get as much brake glow. But I think the McLaren runs the carbon discs, is that right? Pretty sure they do. Yeah.
You're asking the wrong person on that one. I want to technology alert, really. I think I'm just lucky that my steering wheel's plug and play. I'd probably get pretty lost. Over 20 minutes to go now. The majority of the field's kind of spread out at the moment.
Good battle for third, though, in the D-piece. Christopher Green is definitely catching Steve Vallanos.
Yeah, Green's back on it. That last lap he was over half a second quicker than Steve.
One thing I mean, when you do make a mistake and let someone through, like Christopher Green did, I mean, it takes you a little while to settle back into a rhythm and get your focus back on the car in front and hopefully make your position back. So looks like you're starting to get the hang of it, back in the swing of it now.
Yeah, obviously, also, you know, these guys have got a bit of a margin between each other. So if you get a bit of lap traffic, you know, say Steve could pass him on the straight, and then you'd get then Christopher could pass him into the corner, and that's what could be making this gap go backwards and forwards.
That's right. And you can see how hard Steve is pushing that car as well. Oh, just watch it in the background now. I think Christopher Green went around in the last corner. Very close to going round.
With the replay in the last corner, like he's just dropped that right rear wheel on the AstroTurf there, and I tell you what, he's just missed that fence. That was mighty close to fencing the Monster Energy Riley there.
He's done extremely well to keep that one off the wall. I mean, these things just snap. Being such a high downforce car, they don't have a lot of mechanical grip. And when you are in the lower speed corners, it's so easy to turn these things around. And it happens very, very quickly. So he's done extremely well to keep that one off the wall.
Yeah, that's one of the things a lot of people, I mean, I've spent a lot of time, not recently in the Riley, but back in the day when I used to drive this car, you know, you'd go fast by, the harder you push it, the faster you go. And I know that sounds silly, but, you know, that's how it generates its grip and its downforce is, you know, you just really absolutely flog it and the car would respond and just grip to the road. So when you get to these slower corners, you know, you sort of turn it in, and if you get back on the gas without that downforce, the thing can just loop on you.
As I've done in practice many times, I'm pretty sure that's why I'm a commentator in this series, not a participant. I do tend to struggle with the higher downforce cars. I mean, Christopher Osborne's doing a great job. 12 seconds up now. Just looks like he's maintaining that gap nicely to Matthew Barron.
Yeah, Osborne was, well, he was looking good for the win last week at Brands Hatch until he had a bit of a moment, so probably wants a bit of redemption here in trying to get that win.
Yeah, hey, you're not wrong with that one, that's for sure. I mean, you've still got 20 minutes to go at the current moment, and it's a long time to keep your concentration still, especially after 30 minutes of non-stop action, pretty much.
The field at the moment, I'm just looking through and everyone's got a nice sort of little gap between them at the moment.
Yeah, quite a spread out little field. Everyone's in their own little race at the moment, by the looks of it. See if Christopher Green can peg back some of that time he lost on that last corner. I mean, he's about 4 seconds behind at the moment, 4.5 seconds behind Steve.
Yeah, that last lap he was half a second slower, so not ideal.
No, may have maybe done some damage to his tyres. Maybe have to let him cool down. Oh, we've got a bit of action up in front of us. Steve and Nathan. Different classes. Looks like Nathan got a bit loose.
Didn't catch that one.
Going through one of the fast left-handers going up onto the back straight. Looks like Nathan got a bit loose and Steve did a great job of avoiding him. Very, very close. And that'll definitely help Christopher Green catch back up to Steve.
Tell you what, wouldn't that spook you out when you're the Riley driver coming flying past and just miss that one?
I mean, it's not a hard car to miss either. I mean, it's bright purple.
Yeah.
We got to see what the gap is as they cross the line now. Didn't seem to lose too much time in that little incident.
Yeah, he lost about a second, so obviously, with Steve having the moment, Chris has still got to get past obviously the traffic because he's not that far behind. So when Steve passes someone, Christopher's going to range up on him pretty quickly as well. But Dylan Sharman continuing to lay down some fast lap times and extend the margin back to Craig Hunter at the moment.
I mean, lap 25 to be putting your fastest lap in is just absolutely just showing off.
Yeah, well, with these McLarens, I mean, the tyres, with endurance racing, a lot of teams, they'll double, even triple stint tyres, and that's what one of these cars like. You can, you can do long runs on tyres, and it'll just get faster and faster as the fuel burns off. So, don't be surprised to see these guys actually beating their best lap times, on the last lap for even. Unlike the V8 supercar, where you do a lap, you lock a tyre, and turn one, you're pretty much done for the day.
I've done that a few times, that's for sure. Watching Dylan Sharman on my screen now, and extremely smooth. I mean, to be only one lap down to the Daytona prototypes on this track is saying a lot about how fast he actually is driving this thing.
Yeah, with this obviously the Grand Am Series used to run the Mustang, and that was quite a bit slower and a real pain at times. And the McLaren's a lot closer. I mean, look at the qualifying times: a 1:16 for pole in the Riley and a 1:21 for pole in the McLaren. So it's a lot closer now, and the lap traffic is nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
That's right. And if you're driving one of the McLarens and you're behind one of the Daytona prototypes, is one thing you may actually outbrake the actual prototypes going in the corners. Exceptional on the brakes.
Just looking back in the pack, Power Bond driver Nathan Britton there has got a lot of damage to that whole front of his Riley there, and he's come down the pit lane. So not sure if I've missed something. He had an off at the corkscrew. Get it right eventually. Corkscrew on the last lap. So maybe day's done for Nathan.
Yeah, really look like he's struggling through the corkscrew. I mean, having such a damaged front end to start with is not ideal. Yeah, he's got the mechanics working on it at the moment. Hopefully he can get back out there and complete this race. We're back on screen now. We've got Christopher Osborne. Real class act. Driving the wheels off this Daytona prototype. Out to a 16-second lead.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. And as I said, you know, better redemption from last week's moment that he had. Obviously, Rob's out as well, so he's kind of just got to get this thing home, and he could run a second or two a lap slower, and he probably wouldn't be caught by Steve or Matthew behind him.
It's quite a tricky thing when you're leading by such a big margin. It's hard to keep your concentration, and when you do start to slow down and think, I'll take it easy, that's when the mistakes start to creep in.
Yeah, that's one of the joys about multi-class racing. I mean, you know, now that Chris has got the lead, he's just got to worry about the lap cars. I mean, the slower damaged Rileys and the McLaren. So it's a bit easier to just keep alert, I'd say, than when you're running around a single make series and you drive out to a massive margin like to 15 seconds. Nathan Britton back on track. Still got a little bit of damage to that front end though, so...
Well, we've only got 11 minutes to go, 12 minutes to go. They must have told the mechanics, just fix what you need to and we'll get out there and finish this race. Hopefully only stay one lap down.
Yeah, chuck some race tape on her, mate. She's good to go.
That's it. Old 100-mile-an-hour tape. Keeping my eyes on these, on third and fourth place in the prototypes. Christopher Green is still catching Steve. Hopefully he's got enough time to get back on the rear wing of Steve.
Yeah, last time by, he was about 0.2 a lap slower, so interesting to see as they come to the line who's going to be faster. They pretty even times that time, so he's definitely running out of laps to do it now.
Well, he's done a big mistake there in the hairpin. Running wide, really pushing hard. Look now at George Maris, sitting fourth in class. They wouldn't be doing a bad job if you had one of those cars up in fourth outright, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's done a good job to catch back up and pass a few cars, obviously after his little spin he had at the start of the race as well. So
yeah, not an ideal start, but I mean really showing his turn of speed on now. That's
looking now, Christian's coming out of the corkscrew, and George, if I can find him. George Maris is coming up to it in a moment. So now, unless Christian makes a mistake, I think fourth is the best that George might get for the night.
watching Dylan Sharman's lap times. Very, very consistent. I mean, 24, 26, 25, 26, 27, we're all in the mid-22s. Very, very fast. Really capitalising and building that lead up.
Yeah, and he's got a big margin at the moment. He's coming into the second last corner now as Craig Hunter's only coming into the corkscrew, so... Craig Hunter now doing a bit of lap traffic. Let's race leader and Riley leader Christopher Osborne go flying by. And Chris just drops his wheel in the dirt and dirties that window for Craig in return.
It says thank you.
Not too sure if Craig will be happy about that one with a bit of dirt on the window saying thank you, but nice job there by Craig to just let him go. He probably knows now as well, unless Sharman makes a mistake, that second's probably the best he can hope for the night as well.
Yeah, with about 8 minutes to go, these guys are really begging for that checkered flag to come out.
Clock's still winding down. Couple more laps to go.
Yeah, these guys are really showing some very strong concentration skills.
Fields continued to. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, we had that awesome early race battle there with a few of the boys, and since then it's sort of just been spread out at the moment. Bit of a shame because it was really exciting back then.
At the beginning of the race, the four-car battle in the McLaren class was extremely exciting to watch.
We've got, obviously V8's online. Probably tell by the name, our main series, the V8 Supercars, heading back to Japan at Twin Ring Motegi this Monday. Have all the action with the final qualifying and the race live.
Yep.
I think it starts at about. Sorry, Hilly.
Right, hopefully we'll have Jay Kennedy in the chair, Stephen Sandman Clark.
Yeah, big shout out to Jay if he's out there watching. He was hoping to race this week, but he's been really crooked the last couple of weeks now, and they're just he's been to the doctors and they're just not sure what the go is at the moment. So it's a shame he had to miss out on this because this is what he loves racing. When he can't race the V8s obviously because he's commentating, but if you're out there watching, mate, hopefully you get better soon. We've got also the race to reality. I think it's week 4. Heads to Summit Point Raceway next week. Obviously, Madison Down, George Maris, and Justin Ruggier already got their guaranteed seats to the final.
That is an absolute cracker of a little car to drive around the Heat Legends car. Big setups. Yeah, a 40-minute race. Very, very tricky little car to drive.
But also, we'll be back next Thursday for the Grand Am at Homestead. A great little roval. I'm personally a big fan of that racetrack. Hopefully, we can continue to see this grid growing and have a few more cars out there. And if it's anything like the first 20 minutes of this race, it's going to be an absolute cracker. I think that accident just sort of spread everyone out a little bit.
Focus now on the GT leader, Byron, the Dylan Sharman. Really in a league of his own tonight. As Chris Osborne goes around the outside of Dylan, puts Dylan one more lap down, so 2 laps down.
Looking now, got under 5 minutes to go now, so Osborne's leads now out to 18.7 seconds to Matthew Barron. Then you got Steve Vainus, who's a bit further back from that, and then Christopher Green, who's close but just can't quite get close enough to Steve.
And then Keith Sharp in 5th. Outstanding result for Keith.
Yeah, you haven't really said much about him, but he's kept his nose out of trouble and done a good job there.
Well, it looks like we've had a bit of a report that Matthew Barron ran wide at the corkscrew. Got himself a nice juicy off track. It may be even a slowdown penalty for that one. Looking now for whereabouts Steve is. See if he can take advantage of Matthew's little mistake he's made. Back into 2.5 seconds now.
Yeah, Steve, you know, he's got a bit of a sniff now, so you're trying to pounce. Running out of time though. Only a couple minutes to go.
Yeah, probably get 2 more laps in. All depending on, of course, where Christopher Osborne is on track.
Got Christopher Osborne sideways actually there out of the third last corner. Comes around the final corner. I think he'll have about a lap or two to go.
Oh, I'm just watching Barron again. He's got another off track by the looks of it, going through the corkscrew. Must be really struggling his tyres. Oh, he's gone wide. Oh no, he'd be hating that. Well, as we go to the replay now, yeah, it looks like Steve has definitely capitalised and got past Matthew Barron.
Yeah, they've all got quite a bit of McLaren traffic here. Looks like Christopher Green had a big moment running out of the second last corner, trying to go around the McLaren on the dirt.
And looks, yeah, Christopher Green has also jumped Matthew Barron, so a couple of mistakes from the XSG drivers really, not paid off for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's found himself from second to off the podium now in the course of a few corners. So, going to try and get close enough to Green and just try for a big dive there.
I reckon Steve is counting his lucky stars with that one. Gifted second place.
He's been running a good race. Just couldn't get close enough to make a move all race. Was always just a couple of seconds off.
Yeah, a bit of lapse of concentration, I think, there from Matthew Barron.
Race leader Christopher Osborne waiting to see if he takes the white flag this time by to signal the last lap. You would think so.
And now with an absolutely commanding lead, 26 seconds on his nearest competitor.
Yeah, that moment there back with the three behind really helped him out.
Yeah, looks like we've got the last lap this time by, so all Christopher has to do now is bring it home.
Waiting for Steve to cross the line. See what the official margin is. 26.7 seconds. So Christopher Osborne, he's got about half a lap to run now. That's all that stands between him and his victory.
Looks like we've got Matthew Barron all over the back of Christopher Green for third place. Hopefully get his third place back.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed after being second the whole race and then for that to happen in the closing minutes, but that's racing for you. Sometimes we've got Christopher Osborne, almost had Green there. Couple of corners to run now. Comes in. Second last corner. Going to take the victory. Not only outright, but obviously the Riley class. He comes onto the straight. You're going to take the victory here at Laguna Seca. In a commanding lead there. Great job by Christopher Osborne in the Bits Racing Daytona prototype.
He will be over the moon considering his unfortunate accident at Brands Hatch.
Got Dylan Sharman also now coming around the final corner. Take the checkered flag, and he will get a dominating win also in the McLaren.
An absolute show of class from Dylan.
Wait for the rest of the drivers to come by now. Steve Vainus will take second in the Riley class. Green will hold on to third from Matthew Barron, who held second for so long, but finds himself off the podium. Craig Hunter coming around the final corner will take second in the McLaren class as well. Another great driver there by Craig. Stayed out of trouble and just did his own thing. Definitely didn't have the pace, but good job there for second.
We've got Christian Haywood coming in for third place. Got one more corner to get around. It's one of the greatest sights in racing, is seeing that checkered flag after such a long race.
Yeah, I mean, 50 minutes is, for Grand Am type racing is actually really short. They normally do 2, 4, 6, hour races, but 50 minutes is still a workout for these drivers as Christian does take the checkered flag, take third in the McLaren class.
And George Maris crosses the line in fourth.
Final cars now. We'll come across the line. See if we can run through the grid. In the Riley class, it was Christopher Osborne taking the win by 27.7 seconds over Steve Vayanus in seconds. Christopher Green in third, Matthew Barron fourth, Keith Sharp, a very solid effort there in fifth. Nathan Britton, Ryan Day, and Robert Hartley, the Powerbond guys, round out 6th, 7th, and 8th.
We got Dylan Sharma taking a comfortable win over Craig Hunter in second place, Christian Elwood in third, George Maris in fourth, and Nathan Grouden in 6th place. And Desmond Hallen, Renz Brookman, and Blake Coppo round out the rest. Unfortunately, Renz and Blake are non-finishers.
That wraps up another race here of the Australia-New Zealand Grand Am Championship. Our series is growing. We last week we saw a full grid. This week we saw the first split race. So hopefully next week we can grow on that and get some more of these top guys out there.
That's
thanks.
Right.
Sorry, Hilly.
That's right. Next week we actually go to Homestead, Miami Speedway for another 50-minute endurance race.
Yeah, that's another great Roval track. So, on behalf of everybody, thanks for joining us in the commentary box tonight again, Matthew Hill.
Thank you very much. Sorry about my commentary today. I had a bit of technical issues getting started. Thank you very much, Corey Hanger. Was a pleasure being here with you.
Anytime, of course, we'll have you back next week. And a big thanks to V8 Supercars Fan Group, Extreme Sim Gear, and Direct Clutch Services for continually supporting the V8 Online broadcast and helping us get to where we are today.